Hello. Welcome back to SpeedGaming Live 2022 Ocarina of Time Randomizer. And we've got Qualifier 5 up and going with a light medallion start. Gotta love that. Also, we start with ZL, so that already opens up like 2 songs for us. When we get a bottle, of course. But I swear, like, 60% of the seats have been light medallion starts. Oh, there we go. Here's the start. Adult fishing. And they have money either. That's kind of...
Alright, I guess I got my headset back up just in time. Excellent. Yeah, lake start with no money. We of course can't fish, so we're just gonna warp right away to Temple of Time. And already we've, well, never mind. They're just turned around. They're facing opposite directions.
Let's see this first hint.
20 is a wallet. Target in the woods is nothing. Begorn is a slingshot, which we don't need because we just got the target in the woods hint. And then riding the bean in the lake leads to... I saw the lens of truth there?
Yep. Which one?
Alright.
Is the second one adult fishing or...
You know, I still haven't figured out the order for some of these dual hints, so either way we'll unlock access to it with either planting a bean in the lake or picking up a hook shot to scarecrow over.
Or in this case, just
or the spawn, yeah. I guess that's a good point. Yeah, if we spawn there, we don't need either of those bean or hookshot requirements. So, hey, maybe we could get the lens right away. Not that that's going to help us much, but we could get it.
Yes. Who knows? We might need to get it for lens minigame.
We just might. We'll see, though. It's pretty uncommon for that to happen, but it has happened. Alright, both runners making their way through Kakariko now. Pretty common for the early game to just clear all the checks here that are available. There's a lot of them. There's a song or two. I am curious if we'll see one or both players actually go for the graveyard song. And already we got a big chest.
Water Temple Foolish as well. Gotta scratch that off the bingo list. And there's the boomerang.
Great find for sure. Even if you don't need to beat Jabu Jabu, still nice to have it.
Especially if it's like skulls are required.
Oh yeah, for sure. And we already saw that 20 Skulls has a wallet. That's very unlikely for wallets to be required too, similar to the lens, but it is possible.
Yep. And that's Saria's song, so that's logical access to Minuet.
Yeah, gives us a couple checks in the Lost Woods area as well.
Oh, and it opens up Dancing Darunia. And there's a free shield off the banjo.
Hey, how nice. Thanks for that, Anju. We love shields here.
Yeah. Might as well take the free heart as well.
Absolutely, yeah. Not gonna turn that down. Chat telling us that lab roof is first for that lake hint, by the way.
Makes sense.
Which means we should be able to get the lens, right? Because it was hinted second in the list?
Yep.
The lens would be from fishing. Okay. Good to know. Alright, both players gonna head into the graveyard now. We will see whether or not they choose to go for the song here. They do have Zelda's Lullaby, so they could get it, but they might opt to wait.
Has nothing in it, sadly.
Yeah, sadly indeed. Yeah, runners may wait to until their child to check the song here in the graveyard, because that lets you do the flame storage glitch to get the other chest that's in that grave. Otherwise, you're stuck waiting until you have fire magic to light some of the torches, which is the only way adult can figure that out. So.
Yep.
We will see, we will see. It looks like just a Deku shield up in that box, so our runners won't have to care about that. One fewer bean that we'll need to plant.
Yep. It's mostly just be Colossus at this point.
Yeah, as far as beans go.
Potentially the one in Bolero. but if we get a hook shot or hovers early, it doesn't matter.
Yep. Yeah, especially hovers, because those get us on top of the volcano as well.
Yep. That's still a pretty good time, even if Ikola bumped into the fire. Just Dombe's a bit of a troll.
Yeah, he does that sometimes. It happens. Anytime around 50 seconds is going to be pretty good generally.
Oh, twin 5 rupees.
Yeah, not exactly what you're looking for. Alright, now here's where we see, it looks like Ikola is going to opt to get the song.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
At least we'll get to see what the song is in there.
Yeah, I think it's the right play. You could, this early in the game, songs can be so helpful, especially warp songs can cut out a lot of overworld movement, so getting the early available songs is definitely a good play. Even if it does sort of orphan those torches there.
Yep.
Like we were talking about earlier. And yeah, Alfalfa gonna do the exact same.
Minuet!
That's a good one. That's a song you like to see. That
It's
cuts
free.
out a lot of overworld movement.
Especially as child.
Oh yeah.
And Song of Time.
Okay. Not the best one, but still a good song to have.
It's
For some niche situations. And Ikola just gonna head right back to the lake. Not gonna bother with the rest of Lost Woods for now.
Oh, my audio's a little low, apparently.
Is it? Sounds okay to me, but I'll let chat be the judge of that.
It looks like Ikola is rushing fishing.
Yeah, he's gonna pick up that lens before going back child, just in case he gets to use it. What are the bridge and BK scenarios? 3 spiritual stones will spawn the rainbow bridge, and then the boss key for Ganon is given by the light arrow cutscene, which has the vanilla requirements. So Spirit and Shadow Medallion will give you your Ganon boss key.
Yep. And since we start off with the light medallion, it's basically this one here.
Yeah, light medallion doing absolutely nothing for us, just an extra weight in our pocket.
It looks like Alfalfa is going straight to child. It looks like...
Yeah, opting to skip the lens, which, that's a fair play. You're not likely to use it or need it. No harm in picking it up from Ikola's side, but... Oh, I say no harm. It costs about a minute to do that, but... It's unclear whether that cost will mean anything at this point, because Alfalfa might end up still getting the lens later. Yep, another light medallion start. First 2 started with light medallion, and now here we are again. Alfalfa picking up the Keaton mask. We do have an always hint for Skull Mask, although we'll have to find it first. So he's just going to pick up the mask and sort of keep that quest moving along.
Whereas Ikola's warping straight to Saria and getting Requiem.
Ooh, is he just going to play that right away? It looks like it. He's going to follow that song drain. Music-loving Goron. Oh, that's the Child Goron City checks. Okay, so we don't need to play Saria's song for the Dancing Darunia.
Rip.
Darunia staying forever depressed this seed.
We'll see what the song is here. Meanwhile,
I couldn't quite tell what was on the ledge or the hand. I think he was trying to peek it, but I missed it. We'll go check the hint here, and probably we'll try to check the hand through a
Song of
clever
Storms.
C-up strat. That's a good song.
Yep.
Wait. Oh, I couldn't see it. You're too fast, Ikola. And another big Goron hint. Could anyone see what was on the arch there? It looked like it might have been important. I don't want to say what I thought it was because I'm probably wrong. And I don't want to make myself look like a dum-dum. But I thought it looked like the hammer. I'm probably wrong about that though, chat, so don't quote me on it.
Yeah, it was pretty hard to tell. We'll at least get to see the song at the ranch.
Yeah, we're getting some good divergence here as Ikola heads back and finds a Goron City way of the hero. Okay. Right after finding those child Goron City.
And Death Mountain Trail, I think.
Crater, I think is what it said, actually.
It's Crater.
So we haven't seen that yet. It'll probably be for the song there. It usually is, but who knows? We might find some good item there as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, Alfalfa heading right to Lon as Ikola heading into Kokiri Forest. We have open Deku in these settings, so we do not need...
And Forest Temple Wath.
The dual hint was for... Oh, it was for the Saria lock checks, not Child Goron City. My mistake. Good catch there, Star. Thank you. Okay, so Skull Kid and Dancing Darunia are the ones that are dead, not the two Child Goron City checks, which would have been Dancing Darunia and either the Rolling Goron or the Spinning Pot. I'm actually not sure that that is a dual hint in this, because we already have single hints for both of those checks. Still getting used to the dual hints, although I must say, I quite like them. Having played Zooter for many years, they're a nice change of pace for the hints. I like it.
Yeah.
They stick around.
And I think it's sort of inspired by Majora's Mask Rando, which also has that kind of thing.
Yeah, I think you're right, yeah.
I know that it's a dual hint for one of the always hints, which is the Ranch Sisters. That's
right, yeah, I do remember that. I haven't played Majora's Mask Rando in a long time, not since probably Season 1. And even then, that was a thing in MMR, yeah, I do remember that. That was a very nice feature to have, because the Aliens Ranch Sisters defense, that's a long commitment. So having a single hint to tell you both of those is super nice. And similarly here, we have a lot of, places that have just two checks that can cut out a lot of time, having the hint give you that info ahead of time.
Cutting out the Valley Loop, I see.
Valley freestandings are dead, excellent. Yeah, I saw ice arrows there. Not gonna get the ice arrows today, sadly.
Unless we want to do extra damage to Volve.
Ooh, bomb chews!
Oh!
In the back of Lon.
We picked
our first explosives, alright. Is this live or is it a replay? This is live. They are racing, although there is a delay, so we're seeing things 15 minutes in the past. But it is a live race.
It's, I believe it's to prevent people from stream sniping.
Precisely, yes, yeah.
The Stone of Agony. Pretty useless for our runners.
Nice double big chest room, yeah. Pretty disappointing. Although the bow, we take
the bow. The bow is pretty pog. We'll take that.
Yeah, that's a good get for sure. Alfalfa picking up Requiem, not going to play it right away. Just gonna head down the Lost Woods, following in Nicola's footsteps that way. Are the other runners, other than these two, on the same seed? Yes, everybody is racing the same seed today. And don't randomizer races depend purely on luck? I wouldn't say purely. They definitely do have a fair bit of luck involved, but there is an enormous amount of routing knowledge and other skills that come into play.
Yep.
But yes, there's quite a bit of RNG involved by nature of the game. But we try to minimize that by having runners on the same seed, so everybody's got the same conditions they're playing on.
Ooh, there's something in the basement.
All these big chests. Wow.
Bomb chews. Take those.
Yeah, we like those.
More bomb chews.
Alright, we found half of the bomb chew packs in the game.
Yep.
Haven't seen any okay, never mind. We see a count on Alfalfa's side, so he's up to 24. So we found a 20 pack and a 5 pack. I'm not sure which was which. But either way, I imagine Ecola will find both of them, because neither was in an obscure place. Ooh, alfalfa. Stonks.
Making bank
quite
today.
the investment, yeah. I have alfalfa call my broker. Alright, we still haven't... Wait, okay, never mind. We did see someone check the pedestal, so... Deku
Is water medallion.
is the water medallion, which is not one that we necessarily need to beat the game. It does
But you never know.
contribute to unlocking a song, eventually. But whether or not we need that song is still up for grabs. It doesn't seem like we will at this point, just given the songs that we have already. I think the only powerful song we're really missing at this point is Nocturne.
Yep.
Maybe Epona. Other
And
than
it's
that,
still,
we're not likely.
it could still be potentially AD for Nocturne.
Absolutely, yeah. And a second bow in Deku Tree.
A slingshot locked bow. Classic.
Getting a nice big heart container from the Hot Rodder. We definitely like getting health pickups early. 5 hearts is usually the minimum you want to be at for one of these seeds. The absolute minimum. Protects you from a number of threats, having 5 or more. Namely, ooh, the bottle's good.
We can rush ice with it now.
We can rush ice! Let's go! And another big chest. And a forest temple way of the hero.
There's our
hook shot. We can enter it. What do you know? And yeah, that'll be our way of the hero for sure. For Goron City. We do need both of those hook shots. Given that we need to beat the water temple to get the spirit medallion.
Don't think we've seen the spawn for Child. We'll get to see it now.
Yep, Yukola gonna show us right here. And it's in Kek.
That's very convenient. Now we can rush chickens.
Yep, that's a nice spawn to have. About half of all spawns will end up in Kakariko or the market, roughly. I don't know if that figure's actually accurate, but it sure feels like it sometimes. It's definitely close to half, if not actually half. So, where the hell is our bomb bag that puts that hook into logic? Yeah, that's a good question. The bomb chews that we've got are not in logic, which is important to note.
Yeah, they're not.
You can run out of these bomb chews and not have any more available, so the game won't consider them to be your logical explosives. The other options. We're seeing a cool trick from Alfalfa here to get the spinning pot with a bomb chew. Ooh, didn't quite get the timing on the release.
Also, another wallet.
Yeah, that's gonna knock out the wallet on 20 skulls pretty much. It's still vaguely possible that we might need the Giant's wallet to buy blue fire, but...
Indeed.
I have a hard time believing that's gonna be the case.
I was not supposed to say that.
No, you're good. Alright, gets it this time on the spinning pot. And it's just a loopy. Alright, that'll clear out Child Goron City for us. So yeah, that hook shot is going to be our way to the hero most likely. There's still 1 or 2 checks left. I think the spinning Goron is adult, and then I don't know that we got a peek at the left side of the maze. Maybe Alfalfa did and I just missed it. Either way, that hook is guaranteed way of the hero. As far as getting it in logic goes, we need either a bomb bag, or the hammer, or 2 strength upgrades to get that logically. Any of those will let us get through the maze.
Song of Storms in reverse.
Yeah, as Ikola in the bottom of the well. He can full clear it with Zelda's Lullaby and Explosives, so this is a good play. There's a lot of items in here.
Rush well.
Bravo, Alfalfa. Beautiful song. Encore, encore. How do players know where to go in randomized game if each chest contains a random item? Well, You sort of just learn how to route the game after playing it a bunch, but a lot of checks are just available right away, so you know the locations that have those early available checks, and then you'll just kind of route things out as you find items from there, you know? If you find a bomb bag, all of a sudden you can clear all of the Dongo's cavern, so you'll see players go do that. There's a lot of items in there, it's an easy dungeon. If you find your... Oh, speaking of bomb bag! Fear 0 right there for Alpha.
Yep.
Alpha, rather. And yeah, and that puts our hookshot into logic.
Free hookshot.
And it puts our Dodongo's Cavern into logic, which we do need to beat that dungeon. That's the other half of our Ganon Castle boss key.
There's one key on...
Yeah, just one key so far. I don't think he blew up the little thing in the corner after playing Zelda's Lullaby in bottom of the well, so there might be a key hidden under there.
Yeah.
Which is somewhat important for trying to keep track of key counts if you want to be able to skip the last check in bottom of the well, but it's also not that important. You can just check it. It's not that slow.
Plus, there's still like a peak near the coffin room.
Right, yeah.
Alfalfa is going to be a bit disappointed by the KS chest. Ooh, big chest, and it's...
Hey, okay.
Yeah, we take those. It's going to make fighting bosses a lot faster as adults.
Yeah, big stabby. I like that. 20 minutes in. Still have a lot of bosses to kill, so we're going to get some good mileage out of that Bigoran sword. And there's a second key, for anyone keeping track of keys in bottom of the well. So he may have found the third and I just missed it while watching Alfalfa, but we found at least two. There's a small chest at the leg there, so he's just going to peek into this next room, and if there's nothing in the chest here, he'll fall back down into the basement.
And then he... Chest size, like chest appearance matches content truly saves a lot of time.
It's so good. I love it, yeah. And you have just another small chest down there, so he's gonna leave. Unfortunately not finding anything of value here, but it's the way it goes. It was still a good play to come here.
Yeah.
As you said, with CSMC on, or what is it? Chest texture matches contents, I think is the name of it. Chest appearance, okay. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, that helps a lot in bottom of the well. He was in and out of there in like 5 minutes.
Yeah. The longest part being just fighting Dead Hand because, you know, annoying boss at times. Much easier to do it as adult when you got magic.
Yeah, that definitely helps, being able to spin slash to get that quick cycle. It's a quick one cycle. Alright, we're gonna see some redeads here. Kakariko. And what are they guarding? Just some garbage. Thanks, buddies. Meanwhile, Alfalfa gonna go ahead and clean up Deku Tree. We'll see if he opts to skip Goma or not. Knowing that we don't need the medallion, well, we don't know that yet, but we likely don't need the medallion, so... I know some players will opt to do that when the dungeon reward for Deku's not required, just... because it does take a fair bit of time to, you know, jump up to that upper section of the basement, break through the web, do the 2-3-1 puzzle, and beat the boss. That's a couple minutes right there.
Yeah.
Alfalfa gonna be disappointed up here, followed by some minor elation in the form of a bow.
And Ikola is going straight to Zora's River.
Yeah, this is interesting. So he can get up into Domain. He
can full clear it as child, including Frogs in the Rain.
Yeah, which is nice to be able to knock that out. But without Rudo's letter,
yeah. Won't be able to do much else.
No scale either, so he won't be able to combo this with a trip to the lake or Lost Woods. But he is picking up beans. He knows that
I think
he might still need that says to me that the Requiem Arch might actually have been the hammer, and maybe I wasn't crazy. The fact that he is prioritizing beans this early.
Yeah. So he's probably going to have to do it after doing this loop. And he doesn't have Bolero yet, so we can't really plant one
Yeah, I would not be surprised at all to see a Requiem out of either domain or the top of the river here. No sign of Nocturne is a little bit concerning. We do still have the Crater Way of the hero, which is what my guess is for that. Is that we're just going to see Nocturne there?
Very well be, but it could also be Epona song since.
Yep, very well could be. Those are really the only two good songs left that unlock things at this point. Suns can unlock a single check, and Bolero can technically in some seeds. It won't happen in this seed.
Yeah.
Almost guaranteed, unless hovers are on the volcano. I guess we haven't seen that yet or confirmed it, so it's very possible we could need Bolero still. Was that Sunken Silver Rubies? Yeah, that's the toilet check. That's nothing.
Iron Boots in Zora's River. We'll take those.
Yep, gotta beat Water Temple. That's pretty good. We don't need to mess around with any gold scale shenanigans.
That just means we're missing a long shot from finishing off Foolish Water.
Oh, and Under the Icy Waters. Getting some very relevant Iron Boots info.
Right next to them as well.
Yeah, we got the hint for the toilet and that Icy Waters one, both of which require the irons, which is kind of funny. Alfalfa, of course, is opting to kill Goma here, which is fine. Oh, hey, he does have a scale now. Ecola, finding the scale in the river.
That's very convenient.
That is convenient. So now he's got the option of going to Lake and or into Lost Woods again from here. He probably won't go to Lost Woods because he's cleared it already as child. But that does give him the option now. So he might delay playing Requiem here for a trip to the lake to get the 2 checks there as child.
And he knows that the valley loop checks are dead. Right.
So yeah, trying to route in Child Lake is a little bit more difficult, knowing that Valley is not needed. Because often that is a combo that players will do, is they'll just do those Valley checks and then hop into the water and let it carry them off into the lake.
Another Icy Waters, and they're both in the Zora area.
Yeah.
Just before you even reach the fountain.
I couldn't quite see what was on the right hand there, but it looked like a small chest. I'm looking at Alfalfa's side. He should give us another peek at the arch here in a minute. Once he gets through this song cutscene. Oh, wait.
Oh, it looks like he's going to be going
Did he get the song already? I don't think he got the song yet, so he's just going to
I don't think so.
Hopefully he remembers. I've definitely done this before where I'm like, I'll just do the spirit checks first, and then I completely forget that I didn't pick up the song.
Yeah, I've done that.
Hopefully it doesn't happen. That
like...
can be pretty... Well, I mean, it's just storms and bottom of the well wasn't required, so maybe this is fine, right?
It'd only be good for like Death Mountain Trail and Kokiri Forest at this point. Well, actually, we already seen the one in Kokiri Forest.
Right, yeah, so it's just Death Mountain Trail as far as storms checks go. So
and that's
all of the other ones.
The hero too.
Wait, did we get a Trailway the hero also? I know we have Crater.
No. Wait, never mind. It was Crater.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Still pretty easy to confuse the two at times.
Oh, for sure. Especially with how fast these runners are cycling through the hint text. Only have a couple of milliseconds to read the whole thing.
Two keys and Child Spirit. Yeah, let's go. It was completely hard required.
Oh yeah.
At least if we need to do Forest Spirit. And that's one dead check.
Yeah, Spirit is giving us the Forest Medallion today, so...
Oh.
Still not totally clear. And Ecola planting the bean at the lake. Interesting choice.
Didn't he get
I'm pretty sure he got the hint, and he already has the lens, but okay.
Weird.
There's another copy of the Saria hint check. Settle down, puppy. I'm sorry.
Doggo surprised me there.
Yes, surprised me too.
Don't remember if they've done child fishing. I know that Ecola's done adult fishing.
No, I don't think they did. I think he just opted to skip it. It is pretty slow, so it's understandable. Alright, so Ikola probably going to hit into Lon from here.
Oh, check the Boulder of Destiny.
Yeah, gotta hit that up first. And a big chest! Is that target in the woods?
Yep.
Yeah.
And...
the other bomb bag! Okay. Ikola not gonna be punished by skipping that scrub. I was just noticing that Ikola didn't have that. Despite having gone through the Lost Woods already, so that's a huge find for him, because getting back to that scrub, which is child only, the one that had the bomb bag that Alfalfa found, getting back there can be a big pain.
Oh, it phased right through.
Oh, it's the best. God, I love bomb shoes. They're the coolest item in any video game. Changed my mind.
At least in Ocarina of Time. Majora's Mask, they don't seem to be as good.
Maybe not in glitchless, but they're amazing for glitches.
Yeah.
Alright, so continuing here into Child Spirit, this makes sense. We don't have any strength upgrades yet, so these checks, despite somewhat being available as adult, they're not available to us yet, so Alfalfa's just knocking them out now. They could lead to one of the strength upgrades, so it is wise, I think, to at least do these magic-based checks, the fire ones. 'Cause adult can definitely struggle to get those. Just a teeny chest there. We're going to climb up to the torch puzzle, or the block push puzzle room? I don't know what you call it. As Icola's... Yeah, there you go. Meanwhile, Icola's just sort of cleaning up some stuff that Alfalfa's already done here in the ranch. And Icola's pretty low on chews. I'm guessing it was the 20-pack that was in the back of the windmill here. I'm not sure he'll even bother picking it up since he's got the bomb bag, but...
And he's got a wallet, too.
Right, yeah. So he can definitely get more chews if he needs them. But still, chews are so good. He might just go for it anyway. We'll see.
Ah, Wolfos Grotto, I see.
20-pack was Wolfos. Okay, so this is probably not worth it for him to get. It'll be to 5-pack then. Yeah, definitely not worth. Okay, Alfalfa remembered. And we're getting a peek at the arch. For all of a millisecond, it was on screen there. Alfalfa gonna give us another look? Nope. Wait. Nope. Wait. Nope.
He's gonna go straight towards the ferry.
Yep, looks like it. Unless we get a view here? Nope, he's gonna turn around. We'll just never know. Alright, well, Icola's gonna play Requiem here, so probably gonna plant the bean. Well, if they plant the bean, then we'll know that it's good. He's got it on his C button, so... Although, going to the fairy fountain first, looks like. So Ronnie's going to do a little bit of a high five here, meeting up 30 minutes after the start of the race.
And Icola, he'll get the refresh that he needs, considering he's half a heart.
Oh yeah, being at half a heart in the desert is just asking for trouble. These levers.
Man, I hate the levers. They're easily the worst enemy in the game.
Yeah, I could agree with that.
They're like blue shells. They just always keep coming for you.
And all you want to do is backwalk through the desert, and they're like, no. You can't. Alright, is it bean planting time? It's bean planting time. Let's go. Cool beans. Alright, Alfalfa has storms and came to Cac. I'm thinking they're gonna do bottom of the well here, much like Ikola did, after doing the chickens check, of course. I don't know that we mentioned it, but in these settings you only need to collect 3 of the chickens. You do not need to collect all 7.
That's why, pretty much free.
Yeah. No matter what side you're entering from in CAC, you can pretty much always pick up 3 relatively efficiently. So I think it's a good count.
Of course, taking care of those redeads first.
It's a cute little broken stick setup there. I like that.
I'll have to remember that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, guess he's not going to do bottom of the well. It's a bit surprising, given how dense the area is and how he can full clear it, but it's a valid choice for sure. They've got Way of the Heroes to follow.
It looks like he might be heading towards the river. Yep. So he'll be picking up those iron boots.
Yeah, likely gonna
At
stop
scale.
for beans as well, assuming he correctly identified the hammer on top of the arch. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Meanwhile, Ecola's gonna be following in Alfalfa's footsteps in Child Spirit. Only gonna find the 2 keys there, nothing else. I don't think Alfalfa went up to the knuckle. No, he definitely didn't. He did the peak from the low ground in the Desert Colossus area to find out that he didn't need that chest up there.
Aside from that logical strength, Fire Temple is basically full clearable.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, they might logically need that strength and or the hover boots clear the whole thing, but they can clear the whole thing as soon as they pick up that hammer on the arch. Which I imagine will happen pretty soon. Ecola's probably going to go back adult after this this foray into Child Spirit. Probably, we'll see. He still hasn't picked up the hook shot from Goron City, so he might be concerned about Child Goron City having that Way of the Hero item, and might opt to go there as a result before going back adult, but I do think it makes more sense for him to go there as adult.
Yeah.
Especially given we've already gotten at least one of the Child Goron City checks knocked out by a hint. The Dancing Darunia one.
And Forest Temple Wath is pretty tempting as well.
For sure, for sure. Which, you know, Ecola can't do without the hook shot yet, but he will. Before long. Especially with the bow in hand. We only need a strength at this point to be able to full clear forest.
Alfalfa going for those skulls. 'Cause you never know, you might need 10.
Yeah, I've lost track of how many seeds are just hard locked by 10 skulls at this point. It does happen, not super often, but it does definitely happen. So these nighttime Kakariko skulls are a good boost to get you there. And with a hint for 20, and then I don't think we've seen the hint for 30 yet, but we will eventually. Oh no, we did see the 30 hint, okay. And 40 and 50 are disabled by default, so we only need at most 10 skulls this seed. Again, barring the extremely unlikely circumstance that the second wallet on 20 skulls is required. Extremely unlikely, but possible.
That is 10 for Alfalfa.
Yep, so we're going to see that skull reward here in a second. Something new. Get hype, chat. It's going to be good. I can feel it. You ready for the bloopy? Oh,
Nah.
the huge yellow bee. Alright. Even better. Filling out that wallet. Alfalfa Mr. Moneybags over here.
Making capital.
Yeah, chat noting that magic does not logically lock Spirit Temple today, which is something to note. Spirit logic is a little bit kludgy, but we know based off of the checks we've seen that magic won't be logically required for it. And there's our last bow on Dampe digging.
They're free. All the bows are free.
All of them.
For one that's locked logically behind a slingshot.
Cool, gonna pick up that 20 pack of chews. Never sad about that. Oh, okay, and now Alfalfa is coming back to CAC for for storm, or to play storms for bottom of the well. So their trip up river had two purposes. It was buying the beans and passing time of day so that he could do the Dampy check in the graveyard. Very good routing there. Very good. Unfortunately, we know that bottom of the well has nothing, so this isn't gonna help him at all, but it's not gonna hurt either, considering Nicola's already done it. So Bo is not going to be hinted Way of the Hero today. That is correct. Yeah, given the logic of the Way of the Hero hints, if you have more than one bow available and neither locks the other, then yeah, you won't see a hint for that. Nicola going to pick up their second bomb bag here. It wouldn't have been screwed for too long if they had missed, or if they hadn't found the one in Hyrule Field.
Well, I mean, they could always do. You could always do Bombchu Bowling. They both have the money for it.
Yeah, and I think they will before going adult. Wouldn't surprise me. They could get the Richard. Actually, have they done any market checks? I feel like they skipped the market checks.
No, I think
No.
Alpha did.
Alpha did. Yeah, you're right. It was Nicola that skipped.
He did. I think it was only one market check.
Yeah, no. the shooting gallery.
Sadly, did not have anything of value.
Yep, that's the way it goes. Nicola giving us a little concert. Act 2 of the symphony. That is the prescription, right? In the coffin there? I'm pretty sure that is, yeah. We don't need that, because it just leads to a slingshot. And we know that the target in the woods doesn't have anything for us today.
It is appropriately placed, though.
Sorry, what is?
The prescription.
Oh, yes. Yes, indeed. It is dead, so it lays in a coffin. Yeah, slingshot only being required for the target in the woods. Check. Technically, it's logically required for Goma too, but we've beaten her, and we know we don't need it.
Because she only locked up another bow.
Another.
The other two were free.
Yeah, it locked the least logical bow. How we gonna do a... Oh, yeah, unfortunately, dead hand. Not really cooperating much today. It's alright.
Very grabby today.
Very grabby indeed. Nicola getting some big HP here. Getting up to that 5 HP minimum that you like to see. And yeah, it looked like, I didn't talk about it, but he is going to opt to do these Child-Born City checks just to get that Way of the Hero as cleared as possible. It looks like he'll be able to get it done a little bit faster than Alfalfa did, given that he has a bomb bag here. He won't have to do that trick with the bomb chews to get the spinning pot. Maybe he'll save a bit of time here. Unfortunately, he won't find anything, we know. Anything of value, that is. And Alfalfa picking up the only thing in the bottom of the well that is worth a damn. The big Goron sword. Immediate 30-minute time save for Alf, yep. It's that good, guys. Big stabby. Alright, from here though, I'm pretty sure Agola has to prelude. Right? Yeah, there they go.
There's that prelude.
Yeah, there's really nothing left for them to do as child that's in any way efficient at this point, except market checks here, which looks like they are going to do before going back adult.
Notice that the hammer is on the arch, then he'll simply save bombs by grabbing that instead.
For sure. Absolutely, yep. So we're going to do some Bombchu Bowling here. He's going to do the shooting gallery if he hasn't yet. Possibly do the Hyrule Castle Ferry. He has access to that. And at the end of those, he will play Prelude again to go adult, I'm sure. Picking up fire arrows here. Those can be relevant.
Yeah.
even if you have Dins, these can still be relevant. Because we have trials on. And Shadow Trial 2, the one chest in the back of the Shadow Trial that normally has the gold gauntlets in vanilla, that can sometimes logically and even hard require the fire arrows, so you definitely want to pick these up. They could also just straight up lock Dins, like in the Wasteland or something, and then you definitely need it, so yeah, it's a good get. You definitely got to pick that up.
Just
not gonna
magic.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we have the bow already, so we just need magic.
The dog time. Yes, we have to see.
Pup time. Let's go. Richard's in the chat.
Yes, he is a good boy.
Goodest boy. Let's see how much his owner cares about him today. What's the reward?
Helper, you get money.
That's a decent monetary reward. Too bad he only had, 10 rupees from it out of the 200. But hey, at least she's feeling generous today. She's not offering a bloopy for the reward of her precious dog.
Or nice trap.
Or a nice trap, even better. Alright, Equally is going to head into the castle here. He'll pick up an extra hint and get that last check here in the castle and probably prelude out. Unless he thinks he can get it to nighttime here, and then he might opt to check Richard and possibly even Dampe before preluding again. He does have a safe quit available to get him to CAC at night to do the Dampe check. I wouldn't be surprised to see that. It can be a pain to route in. Especially since we don't have Sun Song or Nocturne. I guess the Nocturne part doesn't matter as much, given the save quit location. But no Sun Song can make it quite difficult to route in Dampe Grave Digging, if you aren't specifically trying to. And yeah, it looks like he's not going to bother with that, which is totally fine. So Alfalfa opting to play a third time? Nope, okay. I was wondering if he wanted to pick up some extra bomb chews there, but... Oh, is Alfalfa a keyboard player?
Yes.
Oh, he forgot to play... Oh, I see. And, may have forgotten to plant the bean? Whoops. Yeah, that's a bummer. He'll realize that soon enough and lose a minute or two going back child to plant that. Meanwhile, Ecola just gonna head straight there to Spirit and pick up that hammer, and likely head up into the crater area. Goron City first, and then crater. He'll be able to get his hook shot in Goron City. He'll be able to get the song in the crater. He'll be able to get everything in the crater. Which is great, because that's away the hero location.
Yep, it's confirmed hammer now.
Okay, here's the whoopsie moment actually is on us. Whoops. Good job, Alfalfa. He did remember. Yeah, I just saw the one bean still on his C button and I was like, oh, guess he didn't. But no, he just bought an extra one, because we still don't know about the volcano yet. So, good job. And I'm sorry we doubted you, Alfalfa.
It looks like Alfalfa is going straight into the Forest Temple. Very ballsy play, I like it.
Yeah, I like it. We have a way of the hero hint for here, and we have the means to clear this opening courtyard section of Forest Temple, which is pretty efficient to do in a single trip. Like, you can separate Forest Temple into 2 trips pretty efficiently by just doing the courtyard in one trip and then saving the rest until you can full clear. Especially with Minuet being a thing that we have. 2 tripping this is just not a big deal. So he's hoping to find the way of the hero here. We may or may not. There's only, what, like 4 or 5 chests available this early. And they might just all end up being keys, so we'll see. Still, this is a good play. No matter how it turns out, I would agree with doing this.
We're getting some Southern Hyrule checks now.
Yeah, for sure. Gonna put that hammer to work here in the field.
Ooh, another heart container. I'll take those.
Heck yeah. Bit more of a safety buffer, always good to see. And we didn't really talk about why before, but we talked about the 5 HP minimum thing. There's two big reasons, I think, for that 5 HP minimum. One is that it gets you out of one-shot range from Iron Knuckles and the Ganon fight. They each do 4 hearts per hit, respectively. So you can survive one if you have 5 or more. And the other being that your heat timer, the timer that you have active when you're in a hot area, picking up magic, by the way. Sorry to break from this. That's a big get. He can now shoot his fire arrows. That's neat. That's not very important, but it's cool anyway, I think. What was I saying? Oh, right, the heat timer relating to health.
That's foolish.
Oh, sucks to read that literally less than 2 minutes or like 5 minutes or whatever after having checked it, but that's the way it goes. Oh, I was confused for a second. Ikola doesn't have the hookshot yet. That's why he's not going into force there. Sorry, to go back to what I was saying before, the heat timer for 5 hearts is just enough to be comfortable getting through Fire Temple without needing the Goron Tunic or a safety net in the form of a fairy or whatever. Anyway, now that I've said my piece on the hearts, I will stop talking about it. Alfalfa heading back into Kokiri Forest for the Storm's Grotto check. He did not get that earlier. We saw this already from Ikola, so we know there's nothing here. As our runners high five again at the entrance to Lost Woods. And yeah, Ikola heading straight into Goron City here, gonna pick up their hookshot. Gonna give us a look into the remaining checks here as well. We have Link the Goron and that left side of the maze that we'll see. And I imagine he'll probably, well, I don't know what Ikola does here. With the hammer, he's got some options. He'll probably go into Crater before heading off to Forest Temple. Just because he can full clear Crater, and they're both Way of the Hero locations, Crater and Forest Temple.
Crazy how fast it could be full cleared.
Right?
Oh, rip.
Let's see.
So the Goron left, and really.
Yep, so we get yet another high five. Paths converging, worlds colliding. You love it.
It's a pretty good song, not gonna lie. Ooh. Good stuff for the spot. There he is.
Mm-hmm. Oof. The chew spam not quite getting it. So will we see the hint? Looks like Alfalfa is going to show us the hint at Medigoron. That's good. We're still missing quite a bit of info in that regard, so...
It's just
chasing hints.
Toilet.
Yeah, sadly. So what are we missing for hints? We're still missing 2 Way of the Heroes. We're missing 1 Foolish.
Burning Cack.
Burning Cack, Frogs 2, and Skull Mask I don't think we've seen. Yeah, pretty big ones. So that Way of the Hero hint can probably, or Way of the Hero command rather, can probably be updated to show magic in the forest.
I believe Frogs 2 was hinted dead, but I don't know where the hint was.
Frogs 2 is dead? Okay, cool. And yeah, both players running into the crater here, picking up Serenade as our song, which is not going to be Way of the Hero. It cannot be.
Couldn't tell what's up there. Oh, I call this going straight into Fire Temple. I see.
It might have been Strength. I couldn't quite tell what was on the volcano. And yeah, I forgot about that volcano check. That's the one check we can't actually pick up yet. So we can't full clear the crater. I'm sorry I lied to you, chat. I'm sorry. I couldn't quite see what was in the little cubby in the wall there either.
That means Ice Cavern or like or the songs are behind our medallions or stones. And Ice Cavern is probably the most generous of them all.
Ice is the best location in the game.
Indeed.
I say completely unironically, I love it. But also slightly ironically, because it can be pretty trash sometimes. No, it's great though. Alright, picking up just a key here, next to the boss door for Equola. I believe he picked up a fairy also, just to have a bit of extra safety as he makes his way through the temple. Smart. We don't have huge HP values yet, and while we're above the minimum, it is still nice to have that extra safety buffer. Especially because we will be taking chip damage, just moving quickly through the temple, and that will have an adverse effect on our heat timer.
I don't think Bolero is required because we got the hook shot.
Bolero, the only way it can be required is if that volcano item locks hover boots, and is also required.
We didn't really get a good peek, though.
Yeah, I thought I saw some like gold coloring on whatever's up there, so my thought was that it was either strength and possibly the hover boots. I don't think they were hover boots shaped, but yeah, I saw the same thing, Virgil. It looked gold to me, so that's what made me think it was strength. But it might just be chews also. The bottom part of the chew looks kind of similarly colored. So, though we are... Wait, have we found all of the chew packs? No, we found like 4 of them, I think. And there's 5 total.
The 5 pack.
Wait, is it 5 or 6? Yeah, there's 5.
3 10 packs, a 5 pack, and a 20 pack.
That's right, yep. We found the 20 and the 5, and at least one of the 10s.
Crazy, it's like a total of 55 chews without, you know, buying them. Or if they're logic, you get to see those cute chew packs.
Oh, those are so precious. Their little whiskers. Ugh. Kills me. Anyway, we don't have that setting on for this, sadly. I think it's tied to a particular branch of the randomizer. Unless it's been merged in. It might have been at this point. I don't know. How can I know who is winning? The one that has more items? It's very hard to tell who is winning in a race like this. Right now we haven't really seen any big action on either player's side that can clearly point us to one of them being in a winning position.
Yeah.
Usually what happens is like we'll see a runner do like an obscure check and find a really important item that most runners aren't going to find soon, at least, and that can be a good indicator that they're ahead.
All we know is that Icola has like Silver Scale and Iron Boots, whereas Alfalfa has Magic. And the Magic help out a lot when they need to do Shadow Temple. I'll check the remaining few things like Haunted Wasteland or the Royal Tomb Flames. It's certainly needed for fighting Ganondorf.
Absolutely.
Just remembered that Icola could actually do lab dive out of logic with those Iron Boots.
Yeah, sure could.
But Fire Temple is more important right now. It's hard to get back there without Bolero.
Yeah, absolutely, and this is a required dungeon, given that it has one of our spiritual stones that we need. So it makes a lot of sense for both players to be in here and eating it right now.
It could still have a key item as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, part of what goes into routing randomizer seeds, you want to generally prioritize what we call progression dungeons. Dungeons that have some form of progression in them, in the form of dungeon reward or a way of the hero or something. So whenever you have an available dungeon that you can clear, it's often quite good to route it in sooner than later, because hey, you need to clear it anyway, and it might have an item that you need to do other stuff. So it just makes sense to do it over, say, like an optional dungeon like Ice Cavern.
Yeah. Ice Cavern would still be a good dungeon to finish off, just because you get a free song.
Yeah.
Although we still don't have Rudo's letter, so logically it could be a bit earlier or like really late.
For sure, yeah. We don't know anything about the logic yet for Ice. For Ice. Given we still don't have Nocturne, it's looking more and more likely like Ice is going to be a good play. Nocturne does have our last, or excuse me, Shadow does have our last spiritual stone, so we do need Nocturne here.
I just know that Nocturne can't be on Song of Time.
Right, yeah, we wouldn't be able to get it if that were the case. Alfalfa doing a cute little glitchless setup to jump and skip the strength requirement here. Could probably ground jump, but they might not know the correct placement. Or they just want to have some swag here. Could be that.
There we go.
Yep, nailed it. Also, he is playing on keyboard, so it's definitely challenging to do some setups like that. I was really curious how he's so good at these. Lots of practice, I guess. I remember when I first started playing Zooter years ago, I tried on keyboard, and it took me all of maybe 30 minutes to Google where to buy a controller adapter for my emulator. Yeah, it was a pain.
Yeah. I'm glad I got a controller adapter for myself, because playing it on an Xbox controller is pretty painful too.
Yeah, absolutely. Having a controller with no notches is pretty bad for OOT. Notches are super helpful in this game.
And with a lack of C buttons.
That too, yeah. I didn't even think about that. It's huge too.
Like, even with the GameCube, it's not as bad, just because the way they've bound it, like X, Y, and the...
Yeah, I'm a GameCube controller user myself. I'm a big fan of that layout. I actually got used to the GameCube controller specifically from the collector's edition disc of OOT that came out on GameCube. Oops. We didn't want to fall down there.
Well, at least he can void out.
Yeah, if he knows the trick, he will get crushed under this platform here. It looks like he's doing it, yeah. So this will go up. He'll get squished by it and void out, ending up right back out of the door he just walked out of. Handy trick, in case you ever fall here. Very handy. Remember that one, chat.
But it looks like we can keep going further and further into Fire Temple.
Kola being kind to his Gorin pals.
I mean, they are very helpful in giving us all the keys.
I bet they are. Is Kola gonna have enough of a timer here to make it through this room? He's low on HP. 12 seconds. It's not a lot of time. He does have the fairy, so he'll be okay if he dies, but... Wow, Kola 2 and Alfalfa both really pushing it on their heat timers.
I'm gonna have to grab that another fairy then.
Yeah, and this is where that 6th heart is really helping Kola right now. He definitely would have died if not for that 6th heart there.
See what's on Compass.
Yep, no big key, there's the big key. No big chests for big items. Just a trip to the top of the Fire Temple. nothing but the key. And it looks like Ecola's gonna opt to skip the remaining chests up here. They're probably keys anyway, it's fine. There are 2 small keys remaining, and they might just be in those 2 chests up there. So yeah, skipping them makes sense, I think.
So
we'll know.
Yeah.
I don't think Volve has to, but if Volve... Wait, actually, I don't think it matters what Volve has. Its hover's locked, if I'm thinking about this right. So this little jump here that Ecola's about to do, this isn't logical. Normally that jump isn't supposed to work. You're not supposed to be able to grab the ledge there. And the randomizer will expect you to have hover boots to cross that gap in this case. Where, because Ecola didn't have enough keys to reach the pillar at the top of the temple, the one that you'd normally hammer down to make jumping to that door easier.
Oh, this strat against the Volvagia is going to be super fun.
I didn't see his equips. What are we doing? Bomb choose?
I think it's just bombs.
Just bombs, alright. We're gonna go for
just as long as they don't get troll hold. But yeah, there's basically like 2 hitboxes for Volvagia. And the second one's usually appears in the hole that she flies back into.
Yep, so Ecola dropping bombs there into that one hole, and that are damaging that second hitbox, essentially. Which is gonna let him kill the boss pretty quick. I forget what the exact numbers that you need when you have Bigorn's sword. With Master Sword, I know it's 1-3-3, so 1 bomb in the hole, stun Volvagia, 3 bombs in the hole, stun Volvagia, 3 bombs in the hole, kill Volvagia.
I know for Choose it's like 9 for Master Sword and 7 for...
Right, and yeah, you don't stun in between the explosions if you're using Choose, you just rapid fire them in there.
Yep.
6 bombs with Bigorn, thank you, Zephyr.
I thought it was like 5.
Well, it depends on if you're stunning or not, also, I think. Because the stun actually does do damage to Volvagia.
Yeah, like, I think 1 damage.
If you have the nuts for Choose, yeah, it does help to have the nuts. It is technically possible to do it nutless. If you do a quick crouch stab after shield dropping a Chew, you can make it explode. It's a bit of a pain to do though, and you don't really see people do it very often because it's such a pain. Especially if they have bombs available to just do that standard strat.
And Volve was a key.
Volve was a key, which means there is 1 item remaining in Fire Temple at the top. And actually, Alfalfa looks like he's gonna go for it. He's gonna show us that item, so... We will not be left wondering. Is it just gonna be here? Or will he have to climb to Hammer Chest? That's the key, so he's gonna have to climb to Hammer Chest if he wants to get that info.
Yep.
Which it looks like he will be doing here. Hey, there's a strength upgrade for Ecola.
I think that's the one.
That's gonna be the way of the hero, yeah. So I guess there was a strength here in the crater after all, just wasn't on the volcano. Although, hey, it could be on the volcano still. Maybe. If our eyes weren't so poor, we might be able to know. But yeah, that strength is almost guaranteed.
Alright.
Another big chest. Ravaged Village, was that Nocturne?
Yes! It's
yes,
all
it is.
dungeons, baby!
And there's the hovers!
Boots! Oh my gosh!
We got an all dungeon seed.
I have cursed the seed despite not rolling it.
Yeah, so our runner's happy that they ended up killing Goma after all to get that blue medallion, the water medallion that we need for that Nocturne song.
Well, now Ikola knows he's gonna have to do all dungeons. Which means we're gonna be looking for a strength 2. And a mirror shield.
Oh yes, we need it all today. Fire medallion, forest temple, we gotta beat the rest of that. Alfalfa's like, hey, I got my way of the hero out of this non-required dungeon. I got the magic, I can leave now, right? Nope. You gotta beat that whole dungeon, Alfalfa. And there's a big chest in the hammer chest! Oh my god.
Oh
This
my
could
god.
be a race-defining moment here.
It could be another strength.
If this is a required item, Nicola's in big trouble. Okay,
No!
he's fine. it's fine. Nobody panic.
Oh, it's just mirrors. Rip.
Big rip. Good for Ecola, though. He made the
Yeah.
right call. Easily could have not been, though. And we're gonna see our last storms check here. Oh yeah, and we got another Way of the Hero there, a new one, Sacred Forest Meadow. Which
Always
we got
use it safely.
We got Requiem there for sure. I forget what the other song was that we got there.
Well, it's on the.
But either way, Requiem guaranteed Way of the Hero because the keys were in Child Spirit.
It was Song of Time. That was on Minuet.
Song of Time, okay.
And I know that.
Nice long shot, just chilling on top of Dodongo's cavern.
Well, Foolish Water, easy clear.
Yeah, we can clear that whole thing now. Which isn't really high priority at all, but we can do it. Yeah, Water Temple, foolish, so we're not going to find any items there. And it has the Spirit Medallion, which we need for the Ganon Castle boss key, which isn't relevant until the end of the game. So we're not going to see Water Temple for a while, even though we can clear it now.
I think Forest Temple would be a good play after this.
Absolutely, and I would not be shocked at all to see Nicola head that way. He now knows it's a required dungeon, he needs the medallion from it, and he knows it's Way of the Hero, and he can full clear it, so very little reason to put it off. Big chest, that's a required item. And now the fire arrows are officially worthless.
Good thing to note that neither hookshot locked each other.
Yeah, it's true. Both available really early, logically. That one on top of Dodongo's is available. Sphere 0 right at the start of the game. Don't need anything to pick that up.
Well, we know it's AD now because Nocturne is vanilla.
Yeah, in case anyone missed that, we do need Nocturne this seed, and that means we need the Forest, the Fire, and the Water medallions. Which means we need all of the dungeon rewards today.
Including the one we started off with.
Yeah, that's the only reason we need it, is because, well, we don't even need it, we just have it. That's the only reason it's a true all dungeons, is because we started with the Light Medallion. With the Light Medallion being literally only one that has no use outside of being a medallion. You know, the Forest one unlocks the song check, Fire and Water also do, same with the 3 stones. You got your Light Arrow cutscene from Spirit and Shadow Meds, and then stupid Light Medallion just does straight up nothing.
In other words, Ganon's Castle's not really going to have anything for us except maybe for roars.
Oh, there's strength too!
We're just missing that mirror shield now.
And yeah, with Spirit being required... Yeah, Shadow is a stone, and that locks our access to Trials. And Shadow itself is locked by the Forest, Fire, and Water medallion. So yeah, like you said, Trials very deep into logic, and super unlikely to have anything of value for us at this point.
And since we have everything needed for completing Water Temple, that Foolish just pours salt in the wound.
It does. It does. You know what would be funny? Is if Shoot the Sun had something required. Most people don't check Shoot the Sun until they've beaten Water Temple.
The mirror shield?
Like the mirror shield. That would be something.
Oh, it looks like stream's frozen.
It does look like that. We'll have some people look into that. Get it back up as soon as we can. Sorry about that, chat. In the meantime,
we'll just
can
do a
listen to our
radio
smooth-
commentary.
Yeah, get your radio voice on. You have the filter for that? I don't.
Yeah, we'll just narrate. It looks like we'll be
Yeah, Ecola heading into the King Dodongo fight, not finding anything else in Dodongos after that strength 2. Of course, there was the Dins earlier, so Dodongo's very loaded today.
taking care of the only boss that you can't really one cycle.
Wow, Zephyr. You're right, though. You're right.
If only you could kill him in one hit.
Oh, we're still frozen. Yeah, okay, so Ecola killing King Dodongo now as Alfalfa just did the upper crater, or excuse me, upper trail fairy.
And now
Not finding anything there.
SFM is Wath.
Getting that SFM. Zephyr. I know this. How do you one cycle a Baronade? I feel like this is a setup to a joke. But if it's an actual question, don't worry, we'll find out soon enough. I say soon enough, we don't have the Rudo's letter, we need that.
Oh, the Goron Tunic!
Nice
right
Goron
there.
Tunic. Right after beating Fire Temple, perfection.
With one wallet on chickens and the other on 20 skulls. It's like, you either want to go through King Dodongo, or you just do that.
Yeah, it definitely would have been preferable for them to do the Dongos first here, but they can't know that ahead of time, so it's just how it goes.
And now for some adult archery, just so that we don't get it orphaned.
Yeah, this will be the last check in Kakariko, I think. Since we know that 20 skulls isn't important. Oh, nice recovery, Nicole.